It's a little bit of a surprise, but the Saints used their second pick in the 2024 NFL Draft on the secondary, particularly the cornerback position, getting Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. Let's talk about that pick right here on the Straight Up Saints podcast.
You're listening to the Straight Up Saints podcast.
What is up, Huda Nation? Welcome back inside another edition of the Straight Up Saints podcast. I'm your host, Chris Rosevoglu, and the Saints had the 45th pick in the 2024 NFL Draft. They decided to move up 4 spots to get pick 41, and in order to do that, they gave up a 5th-round pick and a 6th-round pick. Now, they had 3 5th-round picks, so they had more than enough ammo to do that, and clearly there was a guy that they had their eyes on, and that guy was none other than Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama. Now, I think at first on the surface, you're going to sit there and be a little surprised, right? Why did they take a cornerback? You have Marshon Lattimore, you have Paulson Adebo, you have Alontae Taylor. Well, let's just be kind of honest about it. Marshon Lattimore's situation's kind of up in the air. He's been mentioned in a bunch of trade rumors. And even if the Saints keep him for this season, do you honestly feel like he is someone who the Saints see in their long-term plans? Me personally, I don't see it that way. And it's not that Marshon isn't great. Marshon is great, but he misses a lot of games. There is friction there. It wouldn't be a shock if this is his last year in New Orleans. It wouldn't be a shock if he gets traded, after June when the Saints can move on and not take a huge cap hit. So I think that you're setting yourself up for the future, adding some insurance here. The value is tremendous, and I'll get into the player in a second. As for Adebo, this is a contract year. Now, if he plays the way he played this past season, he is going to get paid and probably paid by New Orleans, and that'll be a good thing. But I think by doing this, the Saints give themselves options, which is smart thinking. And like I said, the value here is tremendous. It's the guy that everyone projected to go in the first round, and it's there. You see it on tape. He is a primarily press man corner, which the Saints are going to like to do, obviously. Dennis Allen loves that attribute about him. Now, in terms of tracking the ball deep, maybe not particularly great. I think against physical route runners, you'll see him struggle. So he'll have to get better at that. He'll have to get better with his hands, as most rookie corners are going to have to do. But to get a guy who you can argue is a top 25 prospect at pick 41, I think it makes a lot of sense. And the way the board was shaping out, and I kind of tweeted about this and hinted at it, huge run on defensive line, huge run on wide receiver. A lot of DB talent was getting pushed back. And I think the Saints do the smart thing here and get value and also get need, because if Lattimore misses time or if Lattimore gets traded, DB is going to be a need for sure. So to get McKinstry in there, I think that's a good pick for the Saints. Now, we'll see if it all pans out, right? These cornerback picks are very hard because it's such a tough position. As the league progresses and it gets more offensive friendly, it's harder to play DB in this league. So we'll see how he adjusts. But I think that this is forward thinking by the Saints. This is a pick that you make not just for this year, but for future years where it could pan out. And the Saints have had success on day 2 getting DBs. I think about Adebo and also think about Alontae Taylor, although it's kind of been a little inconsistent. Think about Von Bell. So this is usually, think about Marcus Williams too, usually the sweet spot for the Saints. Day 2, defensive backs, this is usually where they hit, and it's the one thing that I give Dennis Allen credit for. I think he coaches DBs better than any other position that he has. So I am excited about this pick, and also this pick gives me the right to be an absolute moron and just start doing Kool-Aid references at any point, especially if he plays well. Like if there's an interception, I dare the Saints to just blast it on the big screen and just have that, that big red glass just come out and just go, oh yeah, just have it out there. I don't care. It's Kool-Aid McKinstry. It sounds ridiculous. It's an awesome name. So we'll see how this pans out. Still have needs at wide receiver, still have needs at offensive line, still have needs at D-line. But again, I thought DB was a need for New Orleans, probably towards the bottom of the list, but still a need. And they go and they get that. So Kool-Aid McKinstry to the Saints. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. And as always, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel at Boo Crew Media. Hit the notification bell for new videos because we still got a lot more picks to cover here at the Straight Up Saints podcast. And we'll see what's next. Maybe the Saints trade back in. But as of now, their night for day 2 of the draft is over. But you can't count out Mickey Loomis and those folks. So we'll see what happens there. But that's going to do it for this wrap up on the pick of Kool-Aid McKinstry from Alabama.